Okay. Um, all right. It should be good to go now, right? It should be good. All right. All right. So I'm just gonna do a quick recap of what me and the premium group just went over. I'm just trying to look at some of the things that are probably gonna go up for this week, things gonna go down for this week. In a market that's going down, um, I'm mostly going to, be looking at industries that can get, go down the fastest. And I think airlines can definitely go down the fastest. Financials having a problem with the credit squeeze, having a hard time with that. People can't take out their money, which is a big issue. Loss of confidence in the financial sector. So, and transportation as well. So, just want to also take a look right now at crude oil just to see where that is. Um, didn't jump up like we did last week, so we'll see what happens market open, but we should be uh, we should be okay here. So I actually drew a line on USO to see how far has USO, which is the ETF where you can trade oil, how far can it go up before you reach a really big resistance? It's actually 127. If you go back to 2018, you're actually going to see that this will go all the way back. You'll see it right here. So that 127 spot for oil is pretty interesting to me. I want to see if we can get there tomorrow. If we do, then I'm just going to be buying some puts just further out. So this is going to be pretty big. Let's go back to ES just to see what we're doing right now. Since we're so oversold, this is a big drop right here. Um, we started lower, we came up a little bit higher today. Now I could definitely see doing another dead cat bounce. It's all going to depend on whether price is going to close below this 200 moving average or not. So if it closes below that, we're then going to go down to here, okay, which is going to be the November lows. So if we come down here, that'll be the November lows. But after that, you're going to have to see that we have a long way until we get to our next level of institutional unusual buying level, which is going to be, I don't know, all the way at like 62, about 6,200 or so. So that's something that definitely going to watch. But the other things I'm going to be watching tomorrow is the financial industry. XLF is going to be on my radar tomorrow morning because financials are going to go where the rest of the market goes. Just financials move a whole lot faster. So you're going to see financials are going to be moving. And when they move, the rest of the market then moves as well. So you could see right here, this is just a pathway straight down, right? So it looks a lot like this. Back up, down, back up, down, back up, all the way down to the next resistance area down here would be the next one. And that, you can see there's a level right here and then one right below that. So, but in any case, I think the easier things are going to go down, at least, are going to be the airlines. American Airlines is the easiest to play options on. So we're already at an extremely oversold area, so I'm not going to add any more puts to this level. I want to see if this level breaks tomorrow for American Airlines. Also, Delta, we're going to see. Um, Also, if you guys want to, if you guys have um, anything that you want me to look at, I'll take a look at right now if I'm missing anything obvious, but I think I'm covering, everything here. Delta, I also bought a put on because you could see in terms of the pathway, we came down back up to the 200, and now I'm hoping that we can go down lower. It's a big level for Delta, so excuse me. So if we can get lower than that, that would be great. Also, just to remind all of you, I am going to be live every afternoon, noon Eastern time, New York time. And so I'm just going to go straight through everything that I'm looking at. It's going to be real quick, just one after the other, so that for 20 minutes, you can get exactly what you need to know, what happened in the morning. So if it's between 12 and 12:20, you can always find me on Instagram and YouTube. All right. Corn is another one, right? And if you remember wheat during the Ukraine invasion in 2022, that shot way up. Just to show you something absolutely wild, check this out, right? Look at wheat and then look at 2022. You're going to see something unbelievable, right? So we're going to go all the way back to 2022. Watch what happened with wheat, okay? It went straight up for 2, 3 weeks, just straight up right here. And you can see all of this right here. And so now what I'm looking at for corn, because that's the next uh, crop that's really having an issue here with oil, and transporting it and getting to farms. You can see on our Trader Daddy indicator, maybe you guys are having a hard time seeing it, but right down here, watch, we have our momentum indicator turning from blue to green. That works out perfectly. We also have another volume indicator down here going straight up. It had an enormous amount of volume activity, absolutely enormous, on Thursday and Friday. And now you're seeing just the start of corn prices. This is our floating green doji candle from last week. And that's a nice little halfway point before we get a third extension candle coming up for this week. So now for this week, we're going to see that we have a nice little setup. We have our backbone trend line, and now we can go obviously a lot higher for corn. It's really just CORN. It's a stock. It's an ETF actually, that follows it. So corn is also on my radar for tomorrow. This might be just a real easy one, just a no-brainer, sort of logical thing, something that just makes too much sense. But I keep going back to the things that really are moving the markets. Just want to check on gold real quick and silver. Can't have a session without gold and silver. You could see that price came down, but I was looking at this on the 4 hour, and I found that if I were to play silver going down, and it did do what I wanted it to. So it came out of this triangle, came down, and now I want it to kind of make this another sort of dead cat bounce, and then I would enter here to go back down again. So, you know, I think it might have already sort of did that in the last 4 hours, but I'm not playing this overnight, so I don't really care as much. But I would like for silver to come all the way down here. Sorry, it might be hard for you guys to see this, but um, I would love for silver to come all the way down here to this level, 71. So then I can, so let me just get rid of this. So I can then draw or take a trade rather, buy a call for more of a longer term, another September call or January call at this level at 71. A lot of support at this level. And then all down here, all this level, all these levels of institutional buying. It's not just going to go straight through that. So we have a lot of support right there. And So yeah, down here, I'm looking for silver to come down. That would be a great buy. Let's go to gold. I think it has a similar movement from when I checked a few hours ago. And if you come down here, you are going to see that gold is supported by this 50 moving average. Last time that happened, we came right back up. That was during the big drop of early 2025, or February at least. And so now, since it broke out of this structure, I'm just going to watch for gold to kind of, go sideways a little bit. Also, it sort of looks like the bond market. We can look at that from TLT. And TLT is the ETF for bonds. You can see it's going straight down. So that leads me to think that if we get back to this support, there might be an immediate rebound. I don't know. But I'll be with my group tomorrow morning, and then I'll be back with you guys in the afternoon just to make sure. UUP is how you actually look at the US dollar. This is an ETF that you can play the US dollar. You could see the US dollar is going straight up. So it is quite interesting to see that out of everything, the US dollar is going straight up like this. And out of curiosity, I just want to take a look at the Japanese yen, dollar yen, and you can see we are also going very high as well. So dollar is quite strong. We have silver, gold, weak, dollar strong, bonds weak, oil strong, or actually oil's not really moving much right now. I know I'm moving around real fast, but that's because for my streams, I like to just get things done fast. We look at a bunch of things because I feel if I spend too much attention on one thing, I might be missing something. But again, I'm going to be watching oil real closely here. That just if you guys were a little bit late to this, we do have that resistance line at what is this, 127 for USO for oil. So if we get above this, that would be oh my god, a generational time to short oil if it gets above that. I don't care how long this Strait of Hormuz would be closed, because then at that point we would just figure out how to bring up supply in other ways, because just like oil, it's very close to the VIX, right? Volatility index. You can't have it just go sky high and not come down. It's never happened before. And although oil went negative in 2020, I think that was an anomaly. So I don't see oil going, too far up. This is the volatility index. You're going to see we are really elevated here. We are so elevated. We have been oversold for the biggest level since the last 24 months. And so this level here, I want to see if it holds here for tomorrow morning. We'll take a look. I mean, who knows? But we're going to see at least. I'm just getting my volume down. There is no real volume for this. So, if we look back, you could see this was last April. Okay. This was the highest it went in 2024. Okay. Can it get up here again? Only if the market really just completely tanks for the next 3 weeks. So I think, and this is really what the VIX means, light buying equals market moving higher, which means the VIX would go lower. If there's volatility and uncertainty tomorrow, that would be massive selling, and the VIX would then go much higher. You could actually play the VIX going back down. Okay, you can actually bet it going back down. It's a great bet. It's like betting oil back down. So if this comes up to here, you can obviously then buy VIX puts for this to come down, or you can do it the other way. SVIX is the inverse of the VIX, right? We played this in the group last year when the VIX skyrocketed. You can then just play SVIX back up again. And right now you can also see that SVIX is also, yeah, the SVIX is at this level too. So you can also play this back up. But I would just wait. I would see what tomorrow does. We don't really know. We have a lot of different industries that we're looking at. Jets is, again, airlines, or most plane production. This is getting to oversold territory. So just want to mark that right here. big support level. And if we break that, we're going to start to go down even more. Although this is really strong. All of these green rectangles here are big, unusual levels of buying. Okay, I have this superimposed into all of my charts. So we can see that these are pretty good structures of buying pressure right here. Obviously, these are big selling pressures. And we have more recent selling pressure because, these planes take a lot of oil. It was something like 70% of the price of an airline ticket is based on the jet fuel, which comes from kerosene, which comes from crude oil. So, you learn something new every day. I would like to take some questions. Sorry, I'm just seeing. Oh, you know what? I'm just seeing all your questions now. Sorry, I haven't really done many of these streams. What's your thoughts on APLD? Um, we could take a look on APLD, but I'm not buying any small cap stocks this week. Although I'll tell you one that seems super interesting. I like APLD; it's one of my favorite ones. But to be honest with you, I'm not gonna play something like this that's out of structure right here. Looks like we're rolling over and coming down possibly to the 200. You could see it right here for yourself. It's having a hard time getting above this 20 moving average. It was almost a month ago since we were back in structure. So I'm going to take a little rest of APLD. I do like NBIS though. Oh, sorry. That fits all of them. All of the indicators are hitting on NBIS. And if you look at NBIS, we actually have all three of them, right? And so you do have green buying coming out off of this resistance, right? So that's one check in the right direction. Okay. We are definitely coming above resistance with green buying, and that really, pushed it up above resistance. Okay. The next thing is we were making higher lows off the 200 moving average. Second check. Okay. We got above recent moving averages. Third check. The fourth one, if you come down here, you're going to see that momentum indicators moving from blue to green going straight up. Fourth check. And the fifth one down here is we now have green volume now pushing it back up. So NBIS, I think if you were to buy anything, that would be the most logical one. And if you go to sorry, should have had this up beforehand. Trader Daddy Pro site. Sorry. You're going to see that in top plays, these are all the breakouts that come from the indicators. So NBIS is there, NEO is there, RIG is there. So, NEE. Let's check on NEE. That might be interesting. So we have momentum coming up. Well, this is energy. So energy is going to do well, right? If you look at XLU, which is the whole energy ETF, that's going to also move higher. But when more energy prices are in more demand, this will probably go higher. But the tidal wave of the market might take this down. So that's why I'm not really. I would rather sell things this week or bet them down than up. But I think oil is going to be the one to really look at. Let me see any other questions that I missed. Sorry for the people on YouTube. I'm just looking at the Instagram ones right now. XLE would hit 62 this week. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'm still in one of these calls and I still like it. I still have ExxonMobil, I still have Chevron, I still have Halliburton. So I get it for sure. Could it hit 62? Where is that? Up here? Yeah, yeah, I mean, that's not out of the question. It could, right? We do have another buying pressure off of this breakout right here. Trader Daddy triangle off of a 20 moving average. We're going to push up. Love this green floating doji undecided candle. That's for stage 2. Stage 3 expansion could get there. And then we have momentum starting to head back up. I would love to see this be green, though. For this to be red is a little unfortunate. But overall, XLE does look good. It's one of those ETFs that is good. Let me see. So XLE I did, RR. Okay. Yeah, RR is tough, right? And I sold a third of it when it was at this level. I sold another half of it recently. So I have a very small position in this left. I never had a huge stock position because I kept playing options on the way up over here. And I only bought stock when it got to the 200 moving average. So I ended up taking half my position when it broke, I think over here. It's a couple weeks ago when I got to 240 something. But I still have a few hundred shares left just for fun. To be honest, I don't really care that much what happens with RR. I'm going to keep this for a long time to see what happens. I don't see it getting below $2. But if you look, this is a volatile stock. Like, this is not a stock. If you don't like volatility, then this is not your type of, not your cup of tea. This thing moves a lot. So the NVIDIA conferences this week, and they show off RR a lot in a lot of their robotics products. So that might be interesting. I follow RR on Twitter. They have a pretty active page of all their partnerships and things that they're doing. So, again, I'm just holding the last little bit of my position for fun just to see what could happen. One I like a little bit better, if you like RR, is Serve. They move in a really nice way. If you look at Serve right here, every time it comes down to this support level, it always ends up going back to like 11 to 14. If you look in the past year, it does it very easily. So, and your risk to reward here would actually be insane because, watch, let's say you bought here, okay, then you sold it at like 50, like 13. Then you could take this, bring it down to the low of right here. So this whole trade would be like a 2.5 risk reward trade. So, but again, I'm not looking to buy anything right now during this. I keep going back to USO and crude oil. And just to show you guys something interesting, um, if you go and you put in USO here as an option, you put it as a put. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm sure you can at some point. But if you put this in for USO and you go out to, let's say, October, okay? Okay. And then we go down to like 90. That would be $800 for the put. Let's do it to 80. I mean, the spread might be a bit big. Let's go back to 90. Be $800, right? How much could we make if oil drops 30%? If oil drops 30%, how much could we make? 1,090 something, like about $1,000 profit. Okay, $1,000 pure profit. So you put up the $800. And if it starts going down, you can take profit out at any time. So, I do think it's worth it. If you have all the way till October, unless I'm missing something, that sounds like a pretty good risk to reward. You could lose the entire 800, but you can take it out at any time between now and October. You could also take your profits out anytime between now and October. So it's very liquid. You could take it out whenever you want. So this is the one I think is gonna work the best. If I do an 80 put and it goes down 30%, I'll make $779 off of 512, which is 155%. So that's pretty good too. So, for any of these oil plays that are further out, it does make a whole lot of sense because eventually this will be corrected. Because um, if you look at the price of crude oil, you're going to see something rather interesting. That anytime it gets up in this area, it will drop down rather quickly. So you could go back and you're going to see it dropped quickly. It dropped quickly. And even if I go to a weekly time frame, you're going to see that oil, whenever it gets into this area, it drops, right? It drops, and now we're in the same area. Okay. Now we're in this area again. So we were over here, drops, it drops. Now we're back over here. And now at some point it will drop back down. And I think that's going to be one of the plays of the year. I like things that are simple, that are logical. I don't like things that I have to guess and hope on. It's like I hope my small cap stock works. I hope that this works and I hope that that works. It's like you already know that this is going to come back down at some point. So this is going to be the most logical play out of all of them, you know? Um, so as long as this keeps going up, I can keep buying more oil puts for further and further out. I have $5. How can I double it? Yeah, I mean, you could buy some food and think about it. XRP, is it effed? No. I think it'll come back up. Should I buy US oil stocks? I think oil will do well all year, but I wouldn't buy like all of it at the same time. I would dollar cost average into a bunch of them. We did that over since Venezuela. Are you a big dividend guy or options? I'm both. I don't think I need to be in one corner. I like dividends. I like options. I like short-term plays, medium swing plays, long-term plays. I have an account for everything. Um, yeah, I know people really like to talk about XRP, so I haven't actually looked. I buy XRP all the time, but it's just for fun. Would you say gold is stable right now? What do you mean by stable? Uh, yeah, this is just going to be a stocks and options stream. So XRP, yeah, I mean, look, this is pretty much. I'd love to see us above the 50 moving average. If XRP can get above that blue line right there, we'd be good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin because that was pretty close also to the 50 moving average. Oh, we're above it. EPD, do you think Bitcoin's going? I mean, I think Bitcoin's going up for sure. I think this is the bottom down here. So we're above the 50 moving average. You can see it for yourself right here. That's the first time in a while. And we got some new buying pressure. We have the Trader Daddy momentum indicator going straight up. We have some room to run. I like crypto for this week. So crypto stocks, maybe Coinbase, BITF, those type of things. If you no, gold went down 3.14. Yeah, no, well, it's not like gold is unstable or stable. Gold is just going sideways, guys. So it's not like the end of the world unless you guys trade it like extremely fast. Um, I'm more swing trade gold. But we're at that 50 moving average. It's a big level for gold on the daily time frame. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Um, if you 100 to invest this second, where would you invest it? Um, I don't know. $100? I don't know. It would I would need like 200 because then I would buy oil puts for like May or June probably. For $100, give me a second here. For $100, maybe you could do a May 80 put. No. Okay, you could do a May 70 USO put. That's something right there. You could do it for $100 or you could do it for like 94 or 95 or $96. That's what you could do. I mean, because if you win and it goes back to like 80 or so, you would make 500%. You make 500% on your $100, and so you would make $519 in profit. Uh, can we start? So many people have asked me to do a Trader Daddy coin. It's unbelievable the amount of people that want to develop a Trader Daddy coin for me. It's actually kind of disgusting at some point because it's like they just want to use the name just to rug pull it. If I ever started a Trader Daddy coin, I would just give it away for free. Like I would just give it to anyone who wants it for the first like 24 hours or something because I don't want anyone to lose money. Like especially, off SoFi. I'm just looking at names that you guys are throwing at me. SoFi's on a really good level. Um, you know, I bought some more SoFi for a longer term. So that was last week. So I like SoFi. Yeah, VIX puts if it goes up a little bit higher. Um, do what right now? LMAR. I don't know what this is. LMAR? Clearbridge Small Cap Fund. I don't know what this is. This isn't any, I don't know. I don't think that's anything. I mean, I did NBIS. I like that one the best. That hits everything. And it actually showed up in the Trader Daddy Pro breakout section right here. It actually showed up here, and I think it showed up again. No, it showed up once. Neo is interesting too, but real quick, NBIS broke resistance. We could now go higher. Momentum is now heading straight up, and volume is heading straight up. So, um, yeah. All I can promise you guys is that I'll be much better and much more experience than 95% of traders on the internet. So that's what I can promise. But you guys are the ones that press the button at the end of the day. Um, I sat on the sidelines for way too long. Neo is interesting. This has everything that you would want. And if you're practicing options, these don't cost that much. Because look, we broke resistance above the 200 moving average. We came back down to retest the 200 right here. You could see it for yourselves right here. Then we have all of this big buying activity now pushing it up higher. We have our momentum going from blue to green. We have green volume down here. So this hits everything. And again, if you're just beginning your options trading and you want something that doesn't cost that much money, you could buy a call on NEO for April 17. It would only cost $39, or a $7 call would cost like $13.50. So, that's one thing that you can do. Okay, so I was wondering because there was no stock LMAR. LMAR. Lamar Advertising Company. I've never heard of this. It looks good though. I don't know anything about this. Let's just draw it and see what happens. Um, it's not. Let me see what this is. It's a. It's a financial, and it's going. I mean, it's definitely going in the right direction. It's at a nice buy point right now. I'm just scared to buy anything this week. Because the market really could drop. The biggest one is if you look at the financial sector, if this goes lower, then the whole market is going to go lower. So this is the main chart. Oil and XLF are the main ones. The only thing I really think is going to go this is to go up is energy. Oil stocks will probably go up. Fertilizer stocks are definitely going to go up. Um, Airlines, transportation, financials, and overall market to probably be going down because of this credit and equity squeeze to go down. So that's pretty much it. So, all right, guys. Tomorrow at noon, I will be on. I'm going to be on every day at noon, between noon and 12:20, just to kind of go over everything that you might have missed in the morning. So if you find yourself between noon and 12:20, you can always click on one of the lives in Instagram or YouTube. You can see what you might have missed this morning. You can ask me questions, and I'll always be available for you guys then. Okay. Oh, what's up, Sean? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right, that's gonna be it for me. All right, take care, guys. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye bye. Take care.